Welcome aboard, everybody, and it's Codger here, coming back at you with another live stream. And today we are going to be working on the 1960s MTD push mower. If you guys did not see the first video with this mower, go check it out. It was a first start of sorts. It ran for about 10-15 seconds due to the fact that the carburetor actually has an issue, some sort of an issue. I don't know if it's just plugged or if it needs the gaskets or what, but the carburetor is in need of some TLC. So we started by feeding some gas straight into the cylinder and putting the plug back in and fired it off that way. So it only ran long enough to burn up the gas that was in the cylinder. So now we need to go ahead and work on it and figure out exactly what is creating us to have the issue of no gas. As I said, it's obviously something with the carburetor. I'm just not sure exactly what yet. So I'm going to get you guys set up there. Hopefully you can see. I'm going to try to keep track of you guys, make sure you can see best as I can here. And we're going to do this. This is going to be fun. This is going to be the first live stream of a project I have ever done. So we're going to dive right into it. This is going to be pretty different, I think, as far as the style of the carburetor and things. It's definitely not the traditional Briggs & Stratton setup that I'm used to. So we shall see just what we're getting into here. If you guys followed the project, you know that the only thing I've done so far is I've replaced the condenser. And I went ahead and replaced the points too. The points were not the issue, but it needed a condenser, and I happened to have both on hand in vast supply for this mower. So I went ahead and changed it all while I was changing it. Okay. This is very strange to me, a strange setup. Like I say, it's nothing that I'm used to by any means. It's definitely a lot different. So obviously that is our throttle down there. Let's get you guys zoomed in a little bit more if we can do that. It's hard for me to see. There's so much light. I hope you guys can see with the lighting. It's pretty bright here. Let me see if I can actually lower you guys down a little bit so you can see better. Bring you guys down. There we go. A little bit of fiddling around to get everything set up, but once we're set up, we should be good to roll. Okay, guys, I think you can see pretty decent now. Yeah, okay. So we've got our linkages there. I hate unhooking all of this because I don't know keep track of where everything was. This is our boot that runs from the carburetor into the engine. Make sure there's nothing clogging that boot. That boot looks clear. Set that aside. There's our fuel line. All metal fuel lines, guys. Check that out. It's pretty crazy. Not used to seeing that. It's going to be a little bit of assessing here before we even get into it, because I don't know, as I've stated, I don't really know much about the setup. I've never seen anything like that before. Is that supposed to catch on? How's that? It's your throttle plate. I don't know how exactly that's supposed to open, but okay. I guess we're going to take the tank off for starts and see if we can pull this whole unit out, because I can't really tell what I got going on until I do that. I have no idea what this is going to look like inside, guys. I have no clue. No clue. There. I'm going to start popping bolts and hope for the best. This will be interesting, if nothing else. So, here we go. That one isn't even tight. Start it by hand yet. Let's see if I can start it. Oh yeah. Let's turn that out. As loose as I would like. Let's pull this cap off. That's getting in our way, I think. See if we can. There she goes. Put the cap back on her. This is very interesting. Very interesting. Very foreign. Like I said, I've never quite seen anything like this before. Okay, so alright, there's our hookup for the carb. Let's try to get this linkage unhooked. It's the only thing that's still attaching us from being able to pull that off. Let's see how that's coming out though. Stand on it. Come out of there. Come on. This is definitely very interesting. Pull this. Oh, there it goes. Pull this bolt out before we. Well, I guess it's going to stay. I'm just going to pull that bushing off. Okay. So, here we have our tank with our carburetor. That is weird. It's very weird. I'm used to the Briggs engines that are simply, basically just a series of gaskets laid on top of the tank, which I never really. Guys, over a little bit. I never really liked that setup. I always preferred having an actual carburetor. And this does have an actual carburetor, so that's interesting. I see we have a small spring there attached to the throttle plate. Do not want to lose that spring. Okay. Obviously our mixture screws, all that. Let's go ahead. That's a lot of residue there. Let's go ahead and see if we can get this unscrewed off the tank. Try to get extra dirt and residue off so that we don't lose all that down in there. Now, while I'm doing this, I want to talk to you guys about carb cleaner. Here I have just a simple Walmart brand SuperTech carburetor cleaner. I do not pay a lot for carburetor cleaner. I just don't. Especially, at least not for, these small projects. I don't know, on bigger stuff, if it's worth it or not. But this is what I can tell you my own thoughts and opinions are, and you decide from there. I try to get the cheapest carb cleaners I can, because basically the only purpose that carb cleaner is serving is it's giving me some sort of a contents under pressure that I can spray through to clean out areas of the carburetor. So I don't believe modern carb cleaners really have a lot of dissolving properties. I think they have been toned down quite a bit, and I don't think they really help dissolve much. I think it's basically just contents under pressure that will clean out jets and things. So I don't pay a lot for my carb cleaners. I get cheap carb cleaner, whatever I can get at the time. Sometimes you might see me use gunk, or is gunk or Gumout or something like that. If I do, that's mostly just because that's what I could get wherever I picked it up from. If I can, I try to get Walmart or something like that. Okay, so we just have a couple of slot screws here. We're going to take out. And this whole carburetor should come right off. Look at that. And there is a gasket there. Very small gasket. Now this should not be, I wouldn't think, a very complicated carburetor. Just a second, guys. I'm trying to get that slot screw out of there before it falls out and I end up losing it. Okay. So it all looks fairly straightforward. We have our plunger down here. sucks the gas up through. My guess would be that's probably plugged somewhere in there. It's hard to say for sure, but that would be my assumption. And then our gasket, where it seals to the tank, that's not leaking. It doesn't appear. I'm not going to frig with it because it's old and I don't want to have to change gasket. If I don't have to, we will put a little bit of oil on that surface before we put that back together. Which brings me to my next thing. This is my oil can right here. This is from Harbor Freight. You might notice this looks really damp, and it is. And there's a reason for that. This thing leaks like a sieve. Like, seriously. I would not buy one of these from Harbor Freight. I mean, it will get you through, but I'm putting my my bolts in here right now to store them, but I put this little cover underneath here just to catch the excess oil, and you can see how oily that is from being underneath there. This thing leaks like, if you can't make a friggin' oil can, Harbor Freight, what are you doing with your life? It's an oil can. You can't frig up an oil can. I mean, obviously they can, but don't even get me started. Anyways. Alright, so, I'm not seeing a whole lot here. Obviously, we can't really strip this down. This kind of is what it is. Basic simple thing here. You got throttle plate there. You got throttle plate down there. And it doesn't come apart any more than that. I could take the mixture screws out, but I don't want to lose the settings on those. If we have to take them out and clean in there, I will. But at this point, I don't really want to do that. So I'm not really sure where the issue lies. I'm really assuming it's in that plunger. I'm assuming it's not getting gas up into the carburetor at all. And that plunger is probably plugged. So that would be my guess, my best guess. Let's get the carb cleaner here. It's hard to say, but I'm thinking that's probably the only thing that could pose a problem here. Let's get this straw plugged in here. Just see, make sure. Let's set this tank back there on the ground, deck. Oops. Kick it and get gas going. Good job. Get this little spray down through here. Whoops. That straw don't stay very good. I'm figuring spray everything out. This is sat so long, it could have so much dirt and debris build up literally anywhere that it's best just to spray it all. Okay. Okay, we're getting some out through there. That's a good sign. Move this screwdriver. Okay. Let's see if we spray. I don't know what the best way to get to that plunger is. Just spray through the screen in the bottom, I guess. I wonder if that plunger comes out. Doesn't appear that it does. I would think it would, but I don't really know, honestly. I'll do a little spraying on the outside here just to clean things up enough I won't be able to see anything. Like I said before, guys, basically all this is condensed under pressure to help you clean. That's quite a bit cleaner. There really isn't a lot here. That's what's kind of dumbfounding me. It's got to be something with the launcher? I don't know. It's strange. Ooh, that carb cleaner is cold. Oh. Okay. So, if that plunger is plugged, I'm not really sure what the best way to clean that is. Just want to make sure there's nothing on the bottom of that screen. This is all very strange. Very, very strange indeed. I don't know. I'm considering taking that screw out, but I hate to do that because then you don't know where you got it, where it was set to, and all that jazz. It becomes a big deal. It's obviously some sort of a mixture screw. I personally haven't known engines like this to really have a lot of carburetor adjustment. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. Like I say, I feel confused because now you don't really have any adjustment with your carburetors. It just kind of is what it is, you know. That's interesting. Let's set that aside. I don't imagine there's anything in any of these. Plugging it off, I don't know why there would be. There really isn't a lot I can do about that plunger. That doesn't want to come off there. Jeez, I don't think that's plugged. I can't imagine it being plugged. Not the plunger, I have the screw now. I'm onto the screw. The plunger I can definitely imagine being plugged, but let's loosen that nut up. I think we can actually hold our setting right there. The way it looks like this just screws in and then that's, yes, right down in there. Okay, good. We kept our setting there. It's just like a jam nut, I guess, for the jet. So there's our jet right in there. We're going to go ahead and spray that out because I don't know. Like I say, I just don't know. I'll point this other way and give it the beans here. Ooh, I think we might have got something out of there. It's hard to tell, but I think there might have been something just come flying out of there. I wish we could back flush it, but there really isn't any way to. Well, okay, so we got that out. Cleaned that jet out. It's looking cleaner. I mean, it wasn't evidently dirty from before, but I think it flicked out something of decent size there, unless that was just something that from somewhere else. But I think that spit a decent sized chunk out of there. Let's screw that screw out in there. I'm just thinking about that now. That probably. Oh yeah, it turns out. Okay. We might have come to think of it. I just realized that was a screw. It's a banjo bolt, is what it is. But let's go ahead and take that out. It'll come out. Are we out? Are we loose? Oh yeah. Okay, it's basically like a banjo bolt. And then in there, some strange. Okay, that's our hole. Okay, I don't know if you guys can see that. See the, yeah, you can see it right there, kind of. Those holes there. And we got like a little banjo. It's not a full bolt, but it's almost like a little fitting. It goes in there. Let's spray all that out. Set the carburetor down. Hopefully I don't drop that. Be my luck. Turn this over here. Okay. That is clear now. Straight through. You can see, get it up against something white. You see daylight right there? That's clear. Set that up there. Okay. I'm going to do the same thing in those little holes down in there, right down in there. Spray those out. I'm not spraying in front of the camera because I sprayed carburetor up on it and ate the coating off my phone. I've also been known to eat the coating off my screwdrivers. Me and carb cleaner just, I don't know. I end up with it everywhere. Alright, we're getting good flow now. So as long as that plunger isn't plugged, down in here, which now looking at it, looks like I can get the straw. There's a little hole right in there. I don't know if right there. You see that little hole right there in the threads? That goes straight down to the plunger. I'm going to see if I can get the straw worked in there enough that I can kind of back flush through the plunger. I can't really. It's too bad. I wanted to get some going down through that plunger. Okay, we flushed it as much as we can really flush it. That's going to be good. I want to give it one more spray down there. Just to make sure there's no debris. That looks all pretty clear. Okay, we are going to go ahead, thread that back in. I believe there was no specs to that. I think it just screwed in until it's, basically until it bottomed out. So we're going to go ahead and screw that back in. And then we had that jam nut with the jet in it. I think that is also obviously kept it setting. Okay, that is in place. I'll go ahead and put the jet back in. Make sure there's no debris into that jet. That looks good and clean. So now we're just going to go ahead and put the jet back in. I'm glad I took that apart. I was scared to at first. I wasn't sure if that was a jam nut or if that was what that was. Okay. There's some pliers right there. Let's go ahead and tighten that back up. Okay. I think, Lord willing, we are good ready to put this back together. And we will see what we did. I don't know. Like I say, there really wasn't a lot going on there. I think that that jet did spit out some particles. I can't be sure, but I think it did. Who knows? Actually, I want to set this aside and put that linkage hooked up first, probably. Get myself. Where did that go? That one right in here. That's going to be kind of a pain. Isn't it? Well, no. One right in place. I'll be darned. Okay. Alright, now, let's go ahead. Slide this over. I'm just thinking we probably shouldn't have hooked that linkage up yet because we're going to have to screw that carburetor to that base. That's true, we did that the other way, didn't we? Getting ahead of myself. Oh, there we go. I was going to say now I don't want to come out again. Okay. Sure that screen isn't plugged. Jeez. Alright, set that into place. Oh, we're going to put a little oil down on that, weren't we? Set that. I always end up working on stuff with a full tank of gas in it. Yes. Just put a little bit. Just a little bit. Not enough to get it in the tank. Oops. That's just a drop in there. something there. Rub that around. Probably should have put it on my finger and then rubbed it around, come to think of it. Would have gone a little better. Go ahead, work that plunger down in there. Go. There we go. Line those holes up. And put the screws back in. It's hard to say if this will do us any good or not. I hope it does. We've got several things that we need to do after we get the gas going to it before it is ready to go. If you guys saw that video before, if you didn't, I'm going to tell you now. The bolt was broke off in the actual shaft where the blade hook's on, so that's going to have to be drilled and tapped to get that out, and that's going to be a little bit of a pain. But I want to make sure that everything's going to run right before we go through all that, because there's no point in going through all that to then find out that it doesn't run, and it won't run. So I want to make sure it's all in good running condition when we get to that step, because I also suspected that due to that being broke off, if you hit something hard enough to break that bolt off, what's the chances the crankshaft is bent? So hard telling. Now, I have heard you can straighten those. Whether I would decide to do that or not, I don't know. And we didn't really run it long enough before to realize if it was running rough. You know, so it's hard to say what we'll find. But that is where we're at. Okay. Hook that linkage back in there. Come on. There it is. Okay. Go ahead and slide that on over. Are we really that far along already? Wow. Things are going good for a change, guys. I'll say that, and something absolutely catastrophic will happen. Put that bush in there. That bolt. Okay, let's go ahead, get that raised up, start that bolt in. Because I can see that being a potential pain. Of course, I can't see. It's so low. I think that's in the right place. Let's grab that ratchet. See if that's going to start in for us. I think I got it lined up. Maybe not. Nope, it's going to come up. Okay. Here, see if that goes up. I'll be darned. Started right in. We took that gas cap off before, but I don't think we necessarily need to. I'm not putting that back in with a wrench, I can tell you that right now. This cat ain't doing it. Is there any sediment in the bottom of that tank? Oh, no kidding. Yeah. Okay. So we got a lot of stuff down in there. I didn't notice that before. So we better take that bolt back out. We better drain that tank into something. And come up with some solution. I knew things were going too good. I just happened to look down in there and I wasn't sure if that was little like rust spots or if that was particles. That's particles. I've noticed that before. We don't want to suck that up into our clean carburetor. Granted, there is a screen that's supposed to filter that, but you don't know how fine them particles really are either. You could end up still getting them, getting them hauled in there. Okay. Push that back. something we can dump that into. What do we have? Okay, hold that thought, guys. I will be right back. Okay, I am back, and it's got some old containers here we can drain this into right now. Something to get it out of the tank. There's a heck of a lot of sediment in that tank, I'd say. Is that all clean now? Maybe put a little bit of brush in there, just enough to swish around. Make sure we got nothing in there. Not a lot. Okay. Still a fair amount of stuff coming out of there. The old barrel sat for a long time. My guess would be she probably got stored with a full tank of gas in there. It wouldn't surprise me. All right, I think we got, well, a little bit more there. I think we got most of that out. That's looking pretty clean now. Now let's slap this bad boy back in there. I told you things were going too good. I knew they were. If that's our only setback, we'll be doing pretty darn good, though, I'd say. Alright, get that hook back into place. Go ahead and grab that ratchet. What do I do with it right there? Oh, we gotta put that bushing in. Crap. Yeah, that's right. There we go. Slide that back in place. Oops. Put that back on there. That bolt started. Oh. A pain now. Come on. There's that hole right there. Oh. Come on. She started that time. Make sure. Oh yeah, we're in there. Good, good. Good deal. You know, something else just occurred to me too. If that boot's torn. It don't appear to be. See, that was torn. That could be a problem too. I'm honestly kind of confused by the whole setup here. I guess, I don't know. It's very simplistic. I'll give them that. Very, very simplistic. Oh, get that into place. Let's get a little bit of fiddle in there. Push that back over. There she goes. That one's pretty good. Not too shabby. Not too shabby at all. We're getting there, guys. We're getting there. We'll see if we really gained anything once we get her back together and start her up. If it even starts. I tell them. If we get gas, I don't care if it starts. I mean, I'd like it to start, don't get me wrong. But if we fixed one problem, I'd be happy. But it started before. Giving it, feeding it gas, so it should start again, knock on wood. As long as nothing's got them screwed up. Okay, put that boot back on. I don't really... Feels like there should be some clamps or something on that. I don't know. I don't know what I'm talking about. Just making it up as I go. Now, this little guy right there ought to be attached to something. I don't get that. I don't know if that's supposed to hook underneath that tab. I wonder if it is, because it's notched out there. Then why would they put it on a spring so it could move? It weren't attached to nothing. It don't make a lot of sense to me. It's like it'd be like you choke, right? I guess. Would it? I don't know. But it would be, I wonder if there's possible, no, there should be a spring there for something. I would think, yeah, because there's a choke set way up here. Which would, that's not moving anything though. Is that not moving anything? There seems to be a lot of... Come on. Oh. That's not tight for one thing. Oh, there we go. Okay. I bet you that's supposed to be like that, and you flip that. Well, if it flipped, you'd flip that, and that would... Let's see if we tighten that down a little bit harder. Oh, not that hard. Just a little bit there. Slide that back. Maybe it would ride about half, right? And then it would close it. And then it would come back and ride about half. That would be my guess, I would assume. Because I'm presuming that is the choke. Of course, that's working just backwards, the way I thought it would. So it would have to be more like that, right? And that would be choke, right? Then it would open, and that would be choke. So it's all kind of confusing. I can go ahead and put the screws fully in this case top cover now too, because we didn't do that before because we weren't sure what we're gonna have going on in there. So that should be the. Let's pump a little oil into that too, so that can work a little easier, huh? It's not going to work, but let's work that in there a little bit, like that. Give it a little something. Okay, let's put that top cover officially on first before we get too crazy. And take it from there. Where's that ratchet? Right there. This down. I think it's safe to say, unless something's changed, that we solved that spark issue. Don't worry about that right now. Go ahead and tighten everything down. What else we got here? We got one out here in the front. Get that nice and tight. Is this one over here tight? Yep, that's tight. That's tight. Yeah, that's tightened up now. Let's work on that choke. This is, so that should be, I think it ought to be facing, well, it's hard to say, but I'm assuming that screw would be down, because that would be the top. Catch that right there. That's still not much of a choke. But we found that worked opposite, right? So that would actually be, I'll work that over. Loosen up a bit. That's awful stuff. Pump a little oil up here too. It's been so long since anything on this little girl's been used. There we go. You guys are out of frame. Sorry about that. Get you lined up. Maybe zoomed in a little bit more so you can see what's going on. So what we've got here is we've got this little piece here. It's got a little notch in it. You see the notch? I don't know how to calibrate all this. There's a hole here. There is, well, there's nothing to hook that to. I was going to say, I'm wondering if there was supposed to be a spring there, but I don't know what it would hook to because there's nothing else with a hole here. That's like a stop for it, so that would be, that ought to be your choke anyway. Then it would, so it's got to go this way. I would assume. It would only make sense. If you guys know how this is supposed to be, let me know, because I'm feeling awful confused by this. It doesn't really make a lot of sense how that all works. I don't get it. Something's messed up here, for sure. It's obvious to me that that should catch something, but I don't understand. It's working backwards of the way it feels like it ought to. Okay, well, flip that down, flip that up. Yes, I don't know. Maybe that was most of our problem. Right down. I mean, I don't even know. I don't know. That bothers me. I don't understand that. How that works. That's a perplexing little thing right there. I might be missing the obvious, but I don't understand why. And this almost looks like it's bent, which would make me wonder. This is supposed to be like that. Maybe it's not supposed to. Maybe it's supposed to ride like that, and then, no, because that goes that way. Boy, that is weird. And this don't even have any tension on it. I don't know about that. It does a little bit there, but not much. See, that would be choke. It's on the lever. I don't understand that. Okay, so maybe that's supposed to sit like that. No, because that doesn't catch it. this, so it doesn't move it much. Much of a throttle plate move. I'd like to see that flip right over. That is one strange rig right there. I don't know. I don't know if we're missing something, or if it's, like I said, there's a hole there that makes me think there should be a spring. But there isn't any hole on this arm. And even if it was, I don't know if that would do much for us. I don't think it really would. It might. It might do that, and then that would ease it out. Well, I don't know. Alright, leave a comment if anybody knows about that. I don't know if we can start that. Maybe you could choke it by hand, I guess. But I don't know how you're going to get under there with the filter on. I don't think they intended it to be choked by hand. I'm pretty sure that would be your choke plate. So I'm missing something. Isn't that strange? We got her loosened up so she works good. So I guess I'm going to go ahead and put some gas in it. Let's put the... I don't know about this. We're going to just ignore that for right now. I'm going to do some research. I can always work that manually, I believe. Even after I get the air filter on, I think it still will. I don't know if this... The air filter doesn't look that bad to me. I don't know. I don't know if that's any good or not. For right now, I think it's good enough. I don't think it's plugged enough that it would create an issue for us or anything. Could I still work? Oh yeah. Yeah, I can still work that. Especially if I leave the air filter loose so I can turn it. So we'll make sure that is... Set that about half, I guess. I don't know. I don't know nothing about it. We're gonna see if this thing will kick. I don't know. I do not have a wrench out here to take that plug out. I definitely will want one of those if it does not kick. If it kicks, we obviously know we're getting gas. Otherwise, I'm going to want to get something, take that plug out and see where we're at. Oh, wait a minute now. Wait a minute now. That's right. Yeah, that's got to be... That's right, too. That bolt goes right down through. You see that? I forgot about that. That bolt goes right down through that valley in that. And then screws into the bottom. Isn't that strange? Isn't that strange? I spent that long trying to figure that out. I forgot all about that. So, that being said, now I'm really confused. Because if that's the choke plate, that doesn't make a lick of sense. Because once that bolt's in, that can't move. That is one strange rig. I don't understand that at all. I'm relieved I don't have to try to figure it out, but at the same time, I don't understand it. So if anybody knows what that's all about, tell me. I need some old timers here back in the day to give me some tutorials on this thing. Because I don't know. That's strange. It's all foreign to me. I've never seen anything like this before. I've worked on plenty of push mowers, but I ain't never seen nothing like this one. That is the truth. Alright, I gotta go grab the gas can. Hang tight, everybody. Alrighty, we little gas tour. See what happens here. I actually filled it without overflowing it. That's first. In small tanks, I usually end up overflowing them. Get that gas cap screwed down. Let's move some stuff out of the way here. Figure out what to do with that old gas. Okay. Let's back you guys up. I kind of want you on the muffler side. Let's turn this thing around here. Pretty cool last time you guys were on the muffler side. You can see what's going on. Let's chalk them wheels. I'm going to go ahead and line you right in on that muffler too. I guess I'm going to flip it to choke. Go for it, I guess. Okay. I forgot about that. That don't pull over very good, does she? I hate that. I don't know if that's messed up, that easy start, or what the deal is. I can smell gas. So gas is going somewhere. What if we plunger? Let's take that plug out. I wonder if I can get that out with these pliers. If I can or not. It's not in there super tight. Let's see what I can do here. Not I'll have to go. I just don't want to get the dog all riled up going inside again. That ain't gonna work. I have to get a deep well socket. That is full size 13/16, I believe. I will be right back, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, you guys still going? Good deal. I tried to get everything out here I was going to need before the video, but it's hard to tell. You never know until you get in it. I should have known I needed one for the plug, but... I guess I gotta get leverage that freaking tight. What the heck? Oh, jeez. I didn't put it in there that tight. Any gas on that? Just oil. I wonder if we get it started like we did before, if it would draw gas on its own. I would kind of wonder. Sometimes I will. I'm still wondering if something ain't messed up with the choke. Obviously, I don't think that first blade is the throttle choke. I'm assuming, because that bullet runs right down through the middle, so that doesn't make any sense. It's very confusing, guys. Very confusing. It's a whole different animal. I don't know what that covers. Usually that would be a fuel pump. I don't know. That's weird. fuel pump, I wouldn't imagine. Oops, I got this wrong way. There we go. Alright. I should have checked to make sure we still had fire too. I imagine we do. I can't imagine that would have changed. You guys move back over. Can you see the muffler? I can't see because of the glare. Here. Where I can see. There you go. I wish this thing would friggin' start. I'll force feed the gas if I have to. See what it does. That's easy spin. I don't want to see what it isn't. That's got to be messed up. I can't. Well, let me get my straw here. See if I can put a little gas over. A little hit of carb cleaner would probably get it going. But if you oh, take that plug out. Slide that out. Is it damp yet? No. Let's make sure we got fire. Because I wonder if that's enough to tell them. Can't tell. I should have brought my spark plug tester. I keep forgetting I have one. What's going on with that one? Oh, come on. Looks like we do. It's hard to tell, it's so bright outside, but it looks like we do. Okay, set that down there. This isn't a high-tech way of doing this, but I just take my gas cap off, plunge my straw in and out, hold my thumb over the end, tip that straw up, put in the cylinder hole, pull it in. I need another one of them oil cans like that doesn't leak. Put a little gas in it so I can do this stuff easier. Okay, that should be plenty. I think the light off if it's going to. I'd like to see that fire off and all gas, but I don't know if it will or not. But I told you guys we'd keep at it. We will. Sooner or later, the old buzzard's gonna go. Put that on there. Alright, say your prayers, everybody. What do we got in here? Can you see the muffler? There you go. Oh, come on, old girl. It's getting close. I can feel it. I don't know if we got enough in there, though. You know, something just occurred to me. Say that crankshaft is bent. I thought that would make that pull over choppy like it is. Kind of make me wonder. I bet it would. Oh. I hope this ain't bent. I mean, it's not like I put any money into it so far. I had all the parts kicking. And I think I bought a plug for it when I first got it. That's all I've done. So I got maybe $3 in it so far. And a little gas. That plug is wet. Of course, I just put gas in there, so it's probably my gas, obviously. I may have put a little bit too much in there like I did last time. I'm going to dry this plug off. It's wet and oily. And then we shall put it back in. Let's see what happens. We've been at this an hour. Probably nobody will watch this. Most people don't want to watch an hour-long YouTube video, but this is exciting. This is some epic stuff. Alright. Screw that back in. She's gonna light this time. So I'm declaring it. Hear me? You're gonna light. Light them up. There's a... If we can get a little pop-pop out of her. At least make a video out of this, huh? If there's nothing else worked out, we'll at least have a little pop-pop. Put choke on. Plug back out. Yeah. I'm going to do this 1 or 2 more times and then I'll stop this video, and if it runs I'll film it and insert it in another one. Plug's wet again. Very oily. I'm wondering, I don't think I put that much gas in with a straw. I'm starting to wonder if we aren't getting gas finally. I don't really want to take it off choke. Even still. That's the thing, you know. You can have a lot of troubles too if you don't know how to run it. As far as choke goes and stuff. And every beast is a little different with what it likes. I've learned that through the years. Everything likes its choke a little bit different. So I can't imagine that we didn't suck gas, but we're just now. But it would take a while. I mean, if the system was dry, which we know it was, it sat for 30 years and it wasn't getting gas. So it might take a while for the gas to make it up around, but I don't think it would have taken that long. But maybe I've been wrong before. We'll see what happens. Choke is on. Here we go. I'm tired of that, I can tell you. Well, guys, we're going to call that a video. I'm not going to hold you guys longer than an hour. It's already been an hour and 5 minutes. This will be the carburetor repair, even though I don't know if it's sucking gas yet or not. I'm not sure. It's not lighting off. I don't know what's going on with it. But if nothing else, you guys get to see what the inside of a 1960s MTD LawnFlite carburetor looks like. It's pretty straightforward, pretty simple. And so, ladies and gentlemen, that is all. If you like this video, leave a like, subscribe to the channel for more videos just like this. This little fella will